Yo, what's going on, guys? Havoc here, now back. Today we're going to be talking about 12 fan ideas that were actually added to Clash of Clans. Basically things that started off as just ideas somebody made, and Supercell ended up adding that specific thing into the game. So in the last couple of episodes, we've been pulling things from a list that Supercell made. Yes, it was written by Supercell, so these are confirmed things that started off as fan ideas. In this episode, we're doing things a little different, so there's going to be some from that list, and also some that are just pretty obvious that started off as fan ideas, but were never confirmed. I hope that makes sense. So, yeah. Now, of course, this is a part 3, so if you want to see the other 2 episodes, the playlist will be down below and also at the end of the video. So, with that being said, let's get right into it.
Let's do this.
Town Hall Defense Add-on. One very interesting thing I found was a video that dates back to February of 2014 suggesting a cool idea for Town Hall 10 before it existed. Basically, the idea was to have your usual Town Hall upgrade, but with a twist. It would have a defense on top of it, and one of the pictures shows a Tesla. Looks familiar, huh? Unfortunately, the uploader never got his idea added, and he probably doesn't play anymore. It's a sad story. That was until June of 2018, over 4 years later. A Giga Tesla was added to Town Hall 12, and then, the rest is history. We got more for Town Hall 13, 14, and yeah. I'm pretty sure this video wasn't the first idea to talk about it, but his concept of having a Tesla as a defense on the Town Hall was pretty accurate. I think it's safe to say that Supercell got some inspiration from the community on this one. The Yeti. This is not on the list, but the original Yeti idea dates back to 2013. Yes, 2013! Whoa! It was created by a guy named Rocky Davies, and apparently it was a submission for a contest. There's no doubt the community came up with this one first. Now sure, the original concept didn't look the same, but it's sort of the same troop. I mean, it kind of looks the same and not really at the same time. Like, just look at their hands. It's sort of the same thing, right? Anyways, the idea was incredibly popular and it was featured in many videos back in the day. Even so that at one point people thought it was a real troop that got leaked. Now the hype for the idea died down somewhere in 2016 after 3 years of continuously showing it in videos, and it wasn't until December of 2019 where it was finally added. Dismiss troops from clan castle and army camp. Remember the days when we had to dump troops we didn't want in a goblin map? Yeah, this isn't necessary today because you can easily remove the troops you don't want from a single button. This is all thanks to the community as stated by Supercell here on this list, which, by the way, I forgot to mention in the intro, you can't actually see the list anymore. I happen to have screenshots of the entire list before the forum shut down, but yeah, when I made episode 1, the forums were still up, so that's how I still have this information, if anyone's wondering. Well anyways, back to the point, I don't have much to say on this one other than I'm proud of the community. It was extremely annoying dumping troops the old way, and being able to dismiss troops is incredibly helpful. Skin shop. When I was researching for my facts video, I read a lot of AMAs on Reddit, and AMA basically stands for Ask Me Anything, and developers usually do these like once or twice a year on Reddit. On one occasion, I found somebody asking Darian from Supercell if we could have a skin shop for skins we didn't get a chance to get from the past, maybe like from the past few months or something. Darian said something along the lines of, "That would be great." That wasn't his exact words, by the way. I hate to admit it, but I couldn't find the original post anywhere, so you're just gonna have to trust me that I found that one time. Finding it a second time is gonna take a few days. I'd rather not. Anyways, the community was asking for this for ages, and even concepts were made, as you can see here in these 2 examples. Now in early 2020, we finally got a tab in the shop to buy old skins, and you can also get them directly from the skin selection screen from that hero. I think it's a very nice feature. Sceneries. Another unconfirmed community addition is sceneries. Over the years, people have made concepts of being able to change your base's background. Now, it was a little hard to find these on Google because every time I searched anything remotely close to Clash of Clans background, all I got was sceneries. I wasn't looking for sceneries, I was looking for that time when we used to make a whole lot of concepts of these different backgrounds, but yeah, it's really hard to find them now. But anyways, I found 3 examples after searching for a few hours. And trust me, there's a lot more of these, but just very difficult to find. Like I said, it's unconfirmed since Supercell has never actually said this was a community-driven idea, but it's a little obvious that it was. Even today, some of these sceneries are made by the community. Removing obstacles in village edit mode. Imagine this, it's 2013 and you're building a base, but you realize the base you're making is bigger than what you had before, and now it doesn't exactly fit because of an obstacle. Your only options are to exit village edit mode, remove the obstacle and start over, or move stuff around the obstacle, save the base, remove the obstacle, and then go back and fix it. Seems a little complicated, right? Can't you just click save for later or remove the obstacle in village edit mode? Well, no. These 2 features weren't a thing when village edit mode was first added. You could not save for later, and you could not remove an obstacle when building a base. Luckily, it seems like sometime in 2014, the feature to remove an obstacle while in edit mode was added, which was incredibly helpful. It also happened to be a community suggestion. It wasn't until later as well where the save for later button was added. Attack replays and defense replays. Now technically these were 2 separate community suggestions, but why separate them? They're practically the same thing, right? So according to Supercell, an attack log with replays and defense replays were both submissions they really liked, and it became a reality shortly after. To be honest though, I feel like Supercell would have added this anyways if nobody brought it up, because it's such an important feature, but it looks like the community came up with the idea first. That's why Supercell gave the community credit for it. Good job, everyone. Show remaining lab upgrades during active research. This isn't such a huge feature and we probably could have gone without it, but if you were playing back in the day, you know how annoying it was to have a lab that was practically useless for 2 weeks. You basically saw the troop you were currently upgrading along with a timer when you clicked on the lab. It would be like this until that upgrade was finished, and like I said, this was sometimes weeks. It wasn't fun at all, but luckily the community suggested there be a way to see remaining upgrades while an upgrade was in progress, and that's exactly what we got in early 2013. Army camp troops survive if army camp destroyed while on defense. Yep, you can thank the community for your troops not dying every time you logged off. When the game was still fairly new, if you had a camp full of troops and you got attacked and the camps were destroyed, so were the troops. You can only imagine how frustrating this was, especially how back in the day troops took hours to train and it cost a ridiculous amount. Luckily, like the entire video, the community came in clutch, suggesting that this does not happen. Of course, Supercell listened to the community and now troops don't die every time the camp gets destroyed. Thank God. Matchmaking queue. I remember I talked about this months ago, but I don't remember which video it was, but basically, I explained that back in the day, matchmaking was slower because of one thing. There was no queue. What that means is that every time you hit next, the game would take a while to find a base because there was no queue happening in the background. This is drastically different today because the game now has a queue, and every time you hit next, it's already found a base. And if it hasn't, it only takes a couple of seconds to search. This, of course, is all thanks to the community which suggested a matchmaking queue of some sorts back when the game was still relatively new. Moving your entire base in village edit mode. When I was looking for community suggestions that were added to Clash of Clans that weren't on the list, I looked at a lot of wish list type videos, and in one of those videos, I came across a very old comment about a feature that the commenter wanted. In one of these suggestions, he said a button to select all items in base builder so you can center your whole base if you misplaced it at the start. Now this comment was posted in mid 2014 and sure enough, this feature was added, along with many other things that he said. Now this commenter isn't the first to request this feature though, it's been asked on the forums numerous of times, but it's a little hard to investigate that because the forums don't exist. Luckily I found this comment though. Upgradable builders. Even though Supercell has never mentioned where they got the idea from, I think it's safe to say, or better yet, I think it's very obvious that the community played a role in this one. For years, players have been making concepts for upgradable builders. I mean, they were everywhere. In fact, upgradable builders were once ruled out because people kept asking Supercell for this and they kept saying no. But a few years later, they changed their mind for Town Hall 14. I think this is clear proof that the community were the ones to convince Supercell of the idea. And if it isn't, please explain in the comments. So guys, I think that should be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed these 12 fan ideas that were actually added to Clash of Clans. Like I said, this is a part 3, so if you guys want to watch the other 2 episodes, it'll come up in the end screen if it hasn't already. And yeah. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a gaming out. Peace!